Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tiffany and I am the creator behind the Just One More Stitch Knitting podcast. And in today's video, we are going to take a look at the Sabai top pattern from Ravelry. This is the fourth video in a summer series that I am doing on summer knitted and crochet tops. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, I will put a link for the first one up here, and the other three will show up somewhere in the corner up there somewhere. The first video is on the Tip Top Tank by Maker. The second one is Camisole number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. The third one is the Chasing Summer tank top by Janine. I lost the paper. Her first name is Janine. I'll put it pop up right here because I forgot. And the fourth video is going to be on this one that I am wearing today. I'm absolutely loving this. This is so comfortable. This is the Sabai top by Susanne Müller. And this pattern is available on Ravelry. It is knit with DK weight yarn using size 6 needles and is considered an advanced beginner to intermediate pattern. All of the patterns that I have chosen for this series, I have intentionally chosen for them to be beginner friendly because I wanted to open the doorway for people that wanted to be able to make their own garments, but they were just intimidated by all of the shaping and the picking up of the stitches and all that goes with making a garment. I wanted for people that are new to garment making to be able to see some finished garments that are beginner friendly and get a brief overview of the patterns at least. So this one is considered advanced beginner. I have notes down here. I used Paintbox Cotton DK in the colorway Soft Fudge, and I used size 6 knitting needles, and I made a size medium. The construction of this garment, it is knit from the top down. So you knit this garment, you start up here at the top, right? Literally right there. And you are knitting the top back and forth to create the front and the back, but so far. It's literally just a couple of rows, and then you separate your back, you put it onto a stitch holder or a cable or whatever your preference is, and you knit the front up to a certain point. Then you turn around and you do the same thing for the back. Then you join in the round and then you just knit. This pattern comes as two versions. It comes as one that has a rolled neckline like this, and it comes as one with a really pretty ribbed neckline. The armhole shaping is the same. I believe the hem down at the bottom is different, but aside from that, they're the exact same pattern. I wanted to try the rolled neck first because I wanted to see, what was the drape going to be like. This also gave me an opportunity to get an idea of what the pattern was like, how it was written, before I tried it to add another element such as ribbing, because we all know, we all hate ribbing. I don't know of anybody that their ribbing looks the way they want it to. So I figured let's start with a rolled neck and go from there. This pattern is written really, really well. She was very clear in what you were supposed to be doing. She gave you very detailed instructions for your make one right, your make one left. I did this pattern with my mom because she decided she wanted to give this top a try as well. And she had a hard time remembering a make one right and a make one left. And in order for me to get her to remember the make one right, I created a rhyme for her. To do a make one right, it's back to front is always first. And that was what she did for a right leaning decrease. And then the left leaning decrease was front to back is going to be your second one. Those are the only two stitches that if you don't know them, they are something that you would learn. In this particular pattern, you use make one left, make one right, and knit front and back, and then tons and tons and tons of stockinette stitch. This is excellent TV knitting. I worked my way through an Audible book and a half making this garment. I took it with me to the doctors. I took it with me for a ride in the car when Jay and I went to run some errands. Like, it was just perfect for that type of knitting. It's very mindless. Aside from the increases, everything else about the pattern is really simple. She tells you exactly how many stitches you're supposed to have after you complete a particular section. So in my case, I made the size medium, so I was supposed to have, if I remember correctly, 71 stitches. And she tells you to increase your original increase row plus however many more rows equals X amount of rows. So the first time where she tells you what to do is row 1. And then she says, now repeat this 8 more times so that you have a total of 9 increase rows. And at the end, you should have 71 stitches. She's very detailed, very, very clear. I absolutely loved her pattern writing style and can totally see myself making some more patterns by this particular designer. About the yarn, I don't have any more of it left. I used 4 balls to make this garment and literally ended up with like this much left. But what I used was the Paintbox Cotton DK. And the reason that I have this particular color out, which is called Racing Green, I was originally thinking about using a different color. Pardon me. Okay. I am definitely going to knit this pattern again, and I am going to do the ribbed version. And I was originally going to do it in this blue, but I only have 3 balls of this blue. And the 4th one is with my mom from when she started her version. So instead, I think I'm going to use the Racing Green because I have 3 balls of that. So I think that's 4 balls of that. The 4th one is on the floor. So I think that that's what I'm going to use to make this again. The yarn, super soft, really nice to work with. It's listed as a DK weight yarn, and I would say, yeah, it's definitely a DK. It's like a light DK. The pattern calls for a size 6 needle. My mom has a really loose gauge, and when she did it, in order to get the gauge, she had to go down to a size 5 needle. So I would definitely say swatch, swatch, swatch. There are tons of videos out there on YouTube right now that talk about the different fiber contents of yarn for summertime knits and how it is not the same as knitting with merino yarn, that things that have a bamboo or a linen or a cotton or a blend of any version thereof, these all stretch when you block them. So definitely do a gauge swatch. I did not do a gauge swatch with this. The only reason I didn't swatch was number 1, because I didn't have the ribbing, so I wasn't too worried about what was going to happen there. And number 2, if this turned out to be too loose, I was going to be, okay, great, fine, tunic style shirt. And if it turned out to be a little fitted, great, no problem. You know, I'll work with it. As it turns out, when I blocked it, I did not use blocking pins for this. I literally soaked it and then I hung it outside on the back of a chair and just let the weight of the yarn just pull it down and create the shaping. One thing that I would say is pay attention to your armholes. They tell you how far to go for your particular size. So if I was going to go and make this again, I might make the top maybe as a size small so that the armhole isn't so deep, because I don't know how I feel about that, just for me personally. But the fact that the pattern is that scalable that you can say, okay, I'm going to use a size small for this part and the size medium for this part, I think it's really great. That enables you to tailor this particular garment anyway to the size that you want without having to do any crazy math or any extra crazy shaping with darts or increases in the torso or decreases in the torso, because no, we're talking beginner friendly here. Yeah, that is another perk to this pattern, that if there are aspects of it that you don't like, you can just take this piece from here and this piece from here and tailor it to fit you the way that you want it to. Like I said, I didn't use blocking pins or a blocking board to block this garment. I just hung it across the back of a chair, like right at the armholes. So the armholes were to the front and then the rest of it was to the back, and just let it sit in the sun because I live in Florida and it's hot here. So things block really quickly when I leave them outside. And it stretched just enough. So let me see if I can show you. So that's what the neck looks like. That's what the shoulders look like. I do classify this one as a bra friendly garment. Like it's got a wide enough shoulder that it's covering it. The rolled neck is in the front and the back. And the fabric has got really nice drape. And it's got a really good length to it. I'm really happy with it. I knit this portion from the underarm to the hem. I knit to 10.75 inches because I was worried that I was going to have a lot of roll right here when I did the bind off, but actually it didn't like super uber roll. And for the bind off, they just have you do just a regular straight bind off. They told you to bind off loosely. So what I did was I went up 1 needle size when I did my bind off because I was afraid that again I was going to lose some of the give right there. But honestly, not an issue, not a concern. Absolutely loved this pattern. Totally looking forward to making the ribbed version out of this color. And I definitely want to look at some other patterns that this designer has. I don't know that I will look at any other summer patterns that she has, but I definitely want to look at what she's got for the fall and see if there might be something in there that I might want to put into my fall list. Loved the pattern, loved the yarn, definitely knit again. Swatch, swatch, swatch. I'm not a swatcher. If you don't swatch, just pay attention to your armholes when you join and make sure that it's the size that you want, because you can always frog back after you've done your join. You can go, oh, that's not what I want, and you can frog back, but you don't want to frog back after you've done like 10 inches of stockinette stitch and blocked. Then no, you don't want to. I hope that you found this video helpful and that it gave you at least a rough idea of what this pattern by Susanne is like. I know that it's really popular on Ravelry right now. Everybody it seems to be knitting this pattern, and I 100% can see why. And I can't recommend the yarn enough. The Paintbox Cotton DK is really affordable. I got it on Webs when it was on sale for $2.37, I think. When my mom looked the other day, it was like $3.29. And so it cost me $15 to make a top that I think I'm gonna be able to use through the rest of the summer and probably through the fall. Just pop on a cardigan and carry on with life. I hope that this video has inspired you to create this garment. If it's something that you were thinking about knitting but were on the fence about, or if you are new to garment knitting and you were like, I like that, but I just don't know. I hope this video is your go for it moment. And if you are not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button down below. If you liked this video, please hit the like, and please share this video because we are trying to grow this channel. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye for now.